Now that you understand what a blog is technically through the commenting and the content appearing, the most recent content being highlighted, there are different types of blogs. We talked about the business to business and business to consumer and individual, but there's also organizational blogs. So these are the large, some of them are like multi-million dollar, publications and organizations. Like one of them from the Forbes list here would be like a TechCrunch. So let's look at this for a minute. So here we have multiple authors, obviously, we can see that. But the content is most recent published, and so this one's 11/08, that was published 10/48. So you can see it really is highlighting the most recent. And then if we click on one of the articles, we can see already here, yeah, we can leave a comment. Nobody yet, it's pretty early, but there is the ability for us to leave a comment. So yes, this does fit the definition of a classic blog. This isn't the kind of blog that I want you to use for your assignment though, because this is more of like an online magazine, online publication, because it's so large. So it's just not going to be helpful for you to look to emulate a kind of blog like this because it's not what you're doing. So you want to steer clear of these big blogs where they've got tons of people working for them, and they're really like almost like online news publications. Okay, so how are you going to find blogs in your area? So it really depends. Like travel blogs are really easy to find. Food blogs are easy to find. There are some others that can be challenging to find single bloggers, or maybe just where it's maybe one or two authors on a site. So you have to really look around. You want to kind of poke around and look at, you're going to see a lot of range. But even in some of these listings, like this one is dated 2020, but when I looked, there was actually a blog that hadn't been publishing in a while. So you have to be careful. You can't always rely on these lists. I think it was Miss Thrifty. Yeah, so you could still look at this blog, and it still can be helpful, to see as a blogging, it was very successful for a while, but she clearly stopped in about 2018. So this isn't a blog that you really want to be working with because it just isn't current. But there are some other good ones on this list. They might have more than one author. This one here, oh, I've been on this one. This one is it's very marketing, like Side Hustle Nation. This is a very marketing focused site, but it works. Let's look at the blog. Let's see if there's comments. Oh, and look, there's affiliate links. We're going to start to see that a lot too. So you can leave a comment here, and there are some comments on this blog. I don't know if he replies. Let me pull up one of my favorite websites. Those of you who've had me have already seen this, because I like to torture myself by looking at good food, and I love cooking sites, but I don't cook. So the Smitten Kitchen, she has a lot of content. She's been publishing this for years. She started out, she kind of looks a lot the same. She definitely has gotten professional help. She used to have some like writing errors in it, but the blog is really well done. Like it had a lot of heart. And, she was trapped in her apartment with a baby, and she just started cooking and taking pictures, and it really resonated with people, and people really liked it. And now she's got best-selling books, and she's very successful. And let's look, that looks good. All right, let's look at the cabbage one, because this looks like the most recent one that she has. And then if we go down to the bottom, she just published this, and there's already 126 comments. And you'll also notice that she really comes in and really engages with her audience. She is really one of the best examples of a blogger who really understands engagement. And in fact, she actually engages more on her website than she does on Instagram, which is kind of unusual for bloggers. So this is really, if you can find, a site like this, which would be even better. So again, if you're having trouble like finding a blog in your topic area, you can always just go to Google and Google, like let's say you want to do a cannabis blog. You could just go in and do top cannabis blogger or top cannabis blogs, and then you can go and just start to look at some and find one that really does look like it's a blog, that it has a decent following and some engagement, and you could certainly use that as your analysis blog assignment. But if you have any questions and you're not sure, you can certainly feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to help, because you don't want to end up doing the wrong kind of like website thinking it's a blog.